should be able to touch these two together. Whoa, no I can't. So I just got this Chang Li delivered, and you won't believe all the stuff that was broken when it got off the transport. Just getting shipped here, this thing practically fell apart. In this video, I'm gonna go through and show you all the stuff that broke. And it's supposed to be pretty much brand new, except for the door latch fell apart during shipping. And underneath, as you can see, the batteries are falling out the bottom, and this brush guard broke off. This side, I had to tighten the screws up because they were falling out. So, first impression, this thing's not built very well. But we're gonna check it out and go through, see what we can do with it. We got some big plans coming, but first thing we gotta do is get the batteries back in the bottom of it and figure out why we have no power to anything, because currently it does not work. Kind of give you a look underneath here what we're dealing with. So the battery trays were made out of tin foil for metal. Totally just bounced out of there and collapsed. I got some wires kind of cut into there. I'm not sure what that's about. That kind of could be scary. Actually, I think these are like brake cables or something. I'm not sure. Up in here, we actually have a hydraulic pump that runs the cylinder, and this thing's got a hydraulic dump bed. So if I can get power to that, I should be able to tip the bed up and give me access to the batteries to see why we don't have power. Problem is, I'm not really sure what I'm looking for the wiring here and how much I should be reaching my hands up in there, because it is an electric vehicle. So I'm gonna do some thinking on this one, and we're gonna get this bed tipped forward, or backward I should say. All right, so as you can see here, key turns on, absolutely nothing happens. It's got a start stop button here, nothing works. I'm assuming the fact that the batteries are falling out the bottom is why that I have nothing working at the moment, but I have brought my mirror to see what I can see on top of that hydraulic pump, and a booster pack, assuming that the hydraulic pump is 12 volts, fingers crossed on that. I'm going to lift the bed up and I'm going to see what the batteries look like. On top of that motor, that orange block, looks like it's a solenoid to operate the pump. So I'm pretty sure if I hook power to the other side, it will run the pump motor up and lift the back of the truck. So I'm going to get a wire connected to that and hook it to the booster pack, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to see what the batteries look like and hopefully what I have to do to fix this. Okay, pretty sure what I've got done here is this is now connected to the positive side of the hydraulic pump motor that should lift the bed up. We're gonna find out right now. I should be able to hook a ground to this frame and the positive to this wire, and the pump should run. Pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. Let's watch for sparks and see how we do here. Learning as we go. Alright, got ground connected, and now this should be a pump running right now. Ready? And ooh, sparks. No. Huh. That was weird. That should have worked. Alright, so electrically, that plan failed. I don't know why that didn't work. I was pretty sure I had that connected correctly, but maybe that motor isn't a 12 volt DC motor. No idea. So what I'm going to resort to now to get the batteries accessible is the hydraulic cylinder here. I'm going to mechanically disconnect it with a pin. I'm going to pull that pin out of there so that way I can tip the bed back and see what's going on with our batteries. But for some reason, hooking the pump up to 12 volts resulted in sparks and not the hydraulic pump motor running like I had planned. So, trying not to electrocute myself, I am going to pull the pin on the hydraulic cylinder instead. Just like that. I've removed the pin, held in with a cotter pin. We got dump bed that will tip. Oh. It will actually tip too far. Found the problem already. Good news. Doesn't look like it's going to be a major deal to fix. The one of the batteries, the wire pulled out of it. Probably a really good thing that it didn't short out. I'm going to get some way of holding this up and go from there. Alright, so I thought about it, and I'm pretty sure I can use a strap once I tip it up here. I'll get it to the point where it wants to tip backwards. And then the ratchet strap here will hopefully not result in damage to anything. So this here, and awesome. There we go. It is kind of windy out. So far, so good. Wow. It's a square tube truck. Oh! Alright, well, okay. I'm gonna get the camera. Okay, so this is kind of funny. Just tried to figure out how I was gonna do it with this strap here, and I realized there's a bar that I assume is intended for the exact purpose I just got this strap. So, you learn that the second time. Now, this is weird, because this is what I thought I was connected to. Oh, 60 volt. That's probably why. That pump is designed to run with the full bank of battery. And so my 12 volt motor, or my 12 volt booster pack didn't have the power to run the hydraulic cylinder. So anyway, what I did was I disconnected the pin that ran through there, tipped it up. But here's the actual problem. This wiring harness, or this connector, got ripped off that terminal. Probably a good thing, because you can see right here there's burning on this wire. My guess is that was shorting out against something. I don't see any burn marks in the back here, but this wire here looks burnt. So I'm assuming the quality of the build is good enough that they would have put some kind of fusible link or fuse in there. If I go to hook this up and there's some kind of short circuit, I should be okay. I have the key taken back out of the ignition. This switch, like I turned it off. Again, I don't know what those words are, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to take an insulated screwdriver and connect that battery connection safely, and nothing's going to explode, start on fire, or do anything like that. So this is going to be very uneventful, and the vehicle is going to work. Make sure I don't touch anything metallic with my body. And wow, they have, this is crazy. There's a like a nut upside down screwed onto a screw into a brass terminal. I think that's going to get fixed too when we finally get this working and in the garage and I fix the floor. But I should be able to touch these two together. Whoa, no I can't. That scared the shit out of me. There's got to be some kind of circuit breaker I can shut off before I make that connection that'll stop that from happening. So I'm going to look for that. You know, there is this orange wire, and on like a hybrid vehicle, orange is usually high voltage. And it does seem to be smashed underneath that battery. that could be what made that spark. I might have to do something about that before I go any further with this. I know in a hybrid vehicle, which I do have some experience with, orange is usually the high voltage wire and you stay away from it. So this car keeps getting funnier and funnier. So check this out. I thought I'd look in here to see if there's some kind of circuit breaker to shut off or something. And I looked down here and I saw there's like this clamp. So there's a trap door here. And I thought, well, what's going on here? The seat is literally Velcroed in. Or maybe no, it was supposed to be bolted in. It's no longer bolted in. I would say the quality of this vehicle continues to go down in my consideration of quality. I literally, look, it's still wrapped in the plastic. So, oh wow, and the headrest pops right off too. Yeah, I don't know what I got myself into on this one, but no tools required to remove the seat. Seems to be pretty low quality for something that's considered to be, I think, a 2023 model year. And yes, it's 2023 right now. So here we go, some more writing. I don't know what the words are. And there's that orange wire that's pinched. Oh, look it, there's a circuit breaker right there. So I think I'm pretty sure, well, the battery's disconnected right now, so I can touch this safely. I can go off. Means there's no voltage, and I can pull this wire out. I'm gonna get that wire pulled out. Look at, we're learning. Okay, so I just pulled the wire out and it is smashed. There's black tape on it too, which shouldn't be. I don't, well, if there's no electricity, we're safe. Okay. I should probably have those gloves too. I'm gonna have to invest in them, because look at this wire. It is totally smushed. So now with that disconnected, or the breaker shut off, pretty sure there's no voltage going through anything that I can touch. I'm gonna move this wire that's electrical tape nightmare, and this should touch to that without a massive spark. Ready? What? Why? Okay, it's still got a huge spark there. Why would that spark? If we're disconnected to everything, we must not be disconnected to everything. What are we connected to? Okay, I've gone over the wiring a couple times, and all I can find is that we have all these batteries stacked together. If they're 12 volts, this should be 60 volts, which makes sense because that's what my motor says it's rated for. And so we have a 60 volt system. This smaller gauge wire, after this tape mess, is running into the fuse block that feeds the circuit breaker for the orange high power wire running to the motor controller, which spins the electric motor. The spark that I'm getting with this being disconnected must be coming from the circuitry on the hydraulic cylinder, and most likely this red wire feeds some of the computers or something up front that is causing a spark, because that's the only thing that's connected. I think it's just a brighter spark than I'm used to because it's 60 volts and not 12. I'm gonna try and connect it for a few seconds and see if it creates heat in the wire or some kind of a negative consequence of doing so, but I think that spark's just going to be a normal thing that happens. So we're going to find out right now. Again, I got my insulated screwdriver, and I'm not touching anything metal. I'm also not going to tighten it in there until after it doesn't spark for a second. I should probably have insulation on my hand doing this though. 60 volts DC. We're okay. Ready, and Oh yeah, look at that. That's what it was. It was some kind of a capacitor in one of the computers up front causing that spark. That little jump, and it stopped. All right, we're connected. Nothing's smoking. Let's see what happens when we well, I guess it doesn't have a seat anymore. I'll have to put that back in, but I'm gonna go ahead and flip this circuit breaker on. This wire's definitely 100% gonna have to be replaced, but I'm currently not too worried because yeah, I'm just turning it on to see what it does. We're gonna flip this breaker. Oh, made a weird noise. No smoke. We're gonna, ooh, we gotta light it up, start and stop button. I'm gonna put the key in. Oh, look at that. It's got 59.4 volts in it, 107 kilometers it's traveled. We got a blower motor going on. Let me turn that off. Oh, okay, so whatever those words are, they have to do with the blower motor and the air conditioning system, so that's fun. 59 volts, ready to go. So, well, not ready to go at all, but that's what happened and made it break as far as not being able to be turned on. The wire came disconnected from there. We are gonna see what happens when I hit the start stop button and does this thing go forward and backward. So let me check it out here again. We're gonna put the key in. Keys on. It says we're moving. We are not. There we go. We're going 0. So that was kind of weird. Oh yeah, I can't really shut the door. Does it have power windows? No. Oh, yep. Power windows. Kind of fancy. Granted, the door again doesn't shut because the bolts fell out. Oh wow, check out this sunroof. It's got a folding forward sunroof, so it catches the air and brings it into the truck. All right, we have key on. We have a start stop button here. I'm assuming I have to push that lock the doors, so apparently that's the start button. Take the emergency brake off. We're going to shift it into reverse. It's got a backup camera. I'm going to take my foot off the brake. Haha, it moved. It works. I don't know why that's making, maybe that's just in reverse, I hope, because if that's the noise it makes when you take off, yep, that's just in reverse. It is a golf cart and it rides like one. Well, success. Our little mini truck here. Well, the alignment's pretty good so far, I can see, because the steering wheel's a full 90 degrees off. But it drove through the parking lot. And yep, the start stop apparently on an electric car is the door locks. But again, doesn't mean anything if the door actually doesn't lock because the bolts fell out. Pretty cool. We'll have to wait and see what we do with this thing. He'll be excited to know it actually works since this is the first time we've gotten it to move. Awesome.